Yeah, Paula Joe.
Hi.
Oh,
Greetings from Hilton Head Island in South Carolina.
oh, nice.
You're a long
I
way
wanted
from home.
Huh?
You're a long way from home.
I am. I'm vacationing. My son lives in Georgia. My granddaughter just graduated from high school, and guess who's going to be a new DAR member?
Ah,
Yes, and I've got her papers in as we speak. She just turned 18, and her ancestor's name is Christopher Beam, and he served when he was 16 years old.
Wow.
With his father, Henry Beam, and her and Christopher's future father-in-law, Peter Milhouse. So anyway, they all served together. So it's beautiful out here, and I'm glad to take part in this Memorial Day service with the SAR. I'm glad you guys did this. Thank you.
I would agree, and I'd like to thank the San Diego chapter for hosting this. It's a great initiative for a chapter to take on a mission like this, and it's well done and much appreciated.
Yep. Well, you know, the San Diego chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution is the best. You did know that, right?
Thank you, Paula Joe.
Well, it's true. You guys are the best. Best in the
Okay.
world.
Okay, I think it's time for us to get started. The recording. So thank you all for joining today for this commemoration, remembering the members of our military who gave their lives in defense of our country. As we are grateful to those souls, we are also thankful that we're able to come together as we are here today to honor them. This meeting is being recorded both on Zoom and YouTube. In fact, we're broadcasting live on YouTube. By joining this virtual event, you acknowledge and agree that these proceedings may be made public. Please keep muted unless you're scripted to bring greetings or speak. I am your Master of Ceremonies, Barry Key, the President of the San Diego chapter of the California Society of the Sons of the American Revolution. Please silence all unnecessary noise such as cell phones, TVs, radios, pets, so on and so forth. We will now mute all microphones. Our speakers should have their agenda and be prepared for their greetings or wreath presentation when called upon. I will call the meeting to order in just a moment. But before I do, I ask California Society Color Guard Commander Mark Kramer to take the floor.
Mr. Chapter President, I would like to start the award presentation. I see that Mrs. Campbell is in position, and I want everybody to know that each year the California Society presents a Color Guard award to the Color Guardsman of the Year at our April meeting. Since this year it was a virtual meeting and we didn't want to just drop it in the mail, we were waiting for a more appropriate time to make the presentation. It should come as no surprise to anyone who the awardee is. So I would like to introduce the California Color Guard Commander, Mark Kramer, to make the presentation.
Unmute, Mark.
Yes, good afternoon. We're right at noon. I'm holding up the gold medal for the California Color Guard. It's the Von Steuben Medal. Duncan was awarded this for the year 2020. He was the most active Color Guard person within the state. Therefore, he is honored by getting the gold Color Guard Von Steuben Medal. Caroline, I think you have it. If you could present the medal and certificate to Duncan. You can just present it to him. We don't pin it on the uniform.
okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome and quite deserving. Back to you, Barry.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Congratulations, Duncan. 1 second. Okay. Duncan, would you bring the color guard to attention, please?
Color guard, attend hut.
Will everyone please stand? I bring this Memorial Day commemoration to order. Right now, I introduce Reverend Lou Carlson, chaplain of the California Society of Sons of the American Revolution, who will deliver the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this great nation that this weekend will stop to remember and thank all those men and women who throughout the 250 years
Barry, you're not sharing your screen.
have served and fought, been injured, and the countless many that have
Start him over.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this great nation that this weekend will stop to remember and thank all those men and women who throughout the 250 years since our independence have served and fought, been injured, and the countless many that have died to defend our freedoms and liberties. We bless you for their devotion to our great nation. We thank you for the millions of American flags waving proudly on this Memorial weekend. We ask for your care and protection over the countless millions of families that will drive and fly to visit family and graves. Remember their own loved ones who served and fought and died. And then we'll gather together with friends to share the bounty of our great nation with family meals and picnics. Our nation is blessed above all others because you, Lord, have been with us since the beginning, watching over us and caring for all those who stood tall to defend us against all of our enemies. For all of thy gifts, Lord, we offer our heartfelt thanks and praise in thy most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Carlson. Color guard, would you present the colors?
Attend hut. Mark time. March. Forward. March. Left. Face. Present. Arms.
Michael Herman, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color Guard, please post the colors. Compatriot Schaefer, would you lead us in the SAR pledge?
We, descendants of the heroes of the American Revolution, who, by their sacrifices, established the United States of America, reaffirm our faith in the principles of liberty and our constitutional republic, and solemnly pledge ourselves to defend them against every foe.
Color Guard, to your post.
Okay. Compatriots and esteemed guests, please be seated. It gives me great pleasure to bring greetings to you on behalf of the 166 members of the Sons of the American Revolution San Diego chapter. With you, we share a common bond, a bond forged in war and diplomacy. Each of us is able to show the world that we are descended from men and women who risked everything so that they and others could be free to live as they choose. To speak, assemble, petition, and worship without threat of imprisonment or worse. To have fairness in judgment when they did wrong. To select their government and how it operates. Today, many of us take those and other rights for granted. Yet when our patriot ancestors were alive, they could only dream of those rights. That is, until they took action. Their cause didn't end in 1783 with the British surrender in Yorktown. It continues to this day. We are, and always will be, contested to keep our democracy, a democracy unlike any other in the history of mankind. Between 1775 and 1783, approximately 217,000 people served in our armed forces, which is equal to the size of a city like Norfolk, Virginia. Of course, of those, almost 30,000 died in the cause. Since then, close to 40 million men and women have served to protect those freedoms and we all enjoy and give other nations a chance to have them as well. This Memorial Day remembrance is meant for each of us to think about and honor the almost 1.5 million Americans who gave their lives defending and promoting freedom at home and worldwide. One quote has always come to my mind on this day. As Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England, said during World War II, "Never was so much owed by so many to so few." His words were true then as they are today. I encourage each of you to remember and honor those men and women who gave so much to what we have today. I now ask California Society President Brian Stevens to bring greetings.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank all the California compatriots that made it down to San Diego on the 22nd. I was presenting a JROTC award, or I would have been there with you. Thank you to all the color guardsmen from across the country who are here with us today. I would like to acknowledge the efforts of the San Diego chapter and its president, Barry Key, and Color Guard Commander Duncan Campbell for organizing this remembrance. On the day when this nation is expected to be at the graves of her soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, in commemoration of their faithfulness and self-sacrifice, even unto death. Thank you to all of our veterans and to all of you for being part of today's event.
Thank you, President Stevens. I now invite our esteemed compatriots and guests from across the country to bring greetings. I want to remind those giving greetings to unmute your microphone now and then mute your microphone when you are finished. And I will call your name as we go through this. Compatriot Robert Taylor, California State Society President, would you please bring greetings?
It's my distinct pleasure to be able to commend the San Diego chapter and the California Society for this event. And I cannot think of a more appropriate event for us as we emerge from this pandemic that we are currently under. Principally, what we need to remember is the fact that there is a normalcy coming, but we have no idea exactly what that normalcy will be. And as we look at the sacrifices that I think we need to be reminded of every day, not just on this day, but every day, we need to remember that there was a cost for our freedoms. And that cost is reflected in the national cemeteries across this country. As we as California Society and also as a national Sons of the American Revolution, we have many programs with the youth of our country and with teachers of this country to remind them of the actual and truthful events of the founding fathers and what actually occurred in the early days. We're seeing impacts against that teaching today. And we as compatriots need to be mindful of it and do what we can to stand up for it. But this event is not about our future per se. It's about those in our past, those who have paid the last full measure. And as I look back on my own very condensed and very dense involvement with the American Army back to the 1600s with the Phelps clan, and then my own career in the Navy and my son's career in the Air Force, I'm mindful that in each of these cases, whether they died or not, there was a scar that was left on them because of what they saw, what they endured. And we need to be mindful of that. While we enjoy our barbecues and our picnics and the fun and companionship of family, we also need to be mindful of what the cost was for that extra day of vacation time that we enjoy. And I would encourage each and every one of you to inculcate and to bring that knowledge to those around us, to be faithful to those things that we stand for, and to make sure that our ancestors and our patriotic ancestors are well remembered. I want to thank you for this opportunity again, and I look forward to the remainder of this ceremony. Thank you much.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Compatriot Charles Smith of the Western District Secretary for the President and the Nevada State Society President, would you please bring greetings?
Thank you. As you said, I'm the Western District Secretary, and I represent VPG Jim Fosdick, and I'm also the Nevada State President, and I bring greetings to all of you on this day of remembrance. I really share your thoughts, Bob, and Brooks Lyle is also on this call, and he does a lot with education. And I share your concern about the revisionistic history that so many educators bring to this, our Revolutionary War, our War of Independence, our first War of Independence. And that's what we need to do is continue that teaching of our young people why our ancestors left bloody footprints in the snow. And that's what I think is our major goal. And I thank you. And I belong also to the Orange County chapter. And my roots in California are deep as well. So thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, President Smith. Compatriot William Barron, Arizona State Society President, would you please bring greetings?
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my pleasure to bring greetings from 568 Arizona Society compatriots who wish our neighbors, the San Diego chapter of California Society, SAI, success in your virtual Memorial Day ceremony. May we honor and recognize the sacrifices of those who have given their all for us to enjoy our freedom. We support and appreciate the Pearl Harbor Memorial wreath as we honor those on the USS Arizona. May I propose a toast in my Scottish quake to the memory of all who have sacrificed their futures to assure our daily freedom over the last 125 years. God bless.
Hear, hear.
You're here.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Barron. Compatriot Rear Admiral Jay Deloche, North Carolina State Society President, would you please bring greetings?
Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning and good afternoon to everyone on Zoom. I bring you greetings from the 28 chapters and the 1,376 compatriots of the North Carolina Society. We are honored to join our California compatriots in commemorating our military men and women who have served since 1775 and who have made the ultimate sacrifice while in the service of our country. A special thank you to the San Diego chapter for hosting this Coast to Coast Memorial. Huzzah!
Huzzah. Thank you, President Deloche, excuse me. Compatriot Guy Higgins of the International Chapter, would you please bring greetings? I should say International Society.
I do not see Guy on the session, so I will present greetings on his behalf and behalf of the 46 members of the International Society representing 15 countries across the globe. Greetings. Thank you for this opportunity to celebrate and remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms that we all enjoy today. Thank you.
Thank you, compatriot Lyles. Compatriot Barry Miller, Atlanta Chapter Society, or Georgia State Society President, would you please bring greetings?
Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to attend the Memorial Day observation virtually there in San Diego. On behalf of the 180 members of the Atlanta chapter of the Georgia Society Sons of the American Revolution, I bring you greetings from the Peach State to all of you who are attending this Memorial Day observation. Remember today, we speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, President Miller. Compatriot Jim Klingler, California State Society Vice President South, would you please bring greetings?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. And thank you so much for organizing this event. President Key and also your Color Guard Commander for San Diego chapter, Duncan Campbell. Great job. I appreciated the chance to participate in the Color Guard during this filming, and it's a wonderful opportunity. And thank you to everybody who is participating across the country. This makes it especially meaningful. We can commemorate this event where we remember those who fell in service of their country and remember them forever and commemorate this day. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Klingler. May I ask Ms. Paula Jo Cahoon, Linares Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, Regent, to please bring greetings.
Good afternoon to everybody. From the Linares Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, I just want to thank the Sons of the American Revolution for the opportunity to honor the men and women who have fought for our country and are buried in the cemeteries around the world. My own parents and my husband is buried up at Fort Rosecrans, and it's a fitting reminder to us that those that have gone before us are there. And thank you, Mr. Key. Thank you so much for the opportunities to speak. But God bless America and God bless the SAR. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Cohn. May I ask Peggy Reese, Peachtree Chapter Regent of the Daughters of the American Revolution to bring greetings, please.
Good afternoon. It is my distinct pleasure to bring greetings to all of you from Fort Peachtree Chapter, NSDR, in Atlanta, Georgia. And a big thank you to those SAR members who have worked to bring about what I am sure will prove to be a splendid Memorial Day commemorative event. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Regent Reese. Compatriot Kevin Forrest, South Coast Chapter Color Guard Commander, would you please bring greetings?
Greetings from the South Coast Chapter, California SAR, and thank you again for the opportunity to speak. To reiterate all our compatriots and guests' sayings, today is an important day for us to take the chance to remember and thank those that have come before us, gave their lives to further this country along from the time of the revolution to give us our independence, to those that have continued to serve and sacrifice themselves in order to maintain our freedom. Again, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Color Guard Commander Martin. Compatriot Norman Palmer, Paul Emery Chapter, Michigan State Society Color Guard Commander, would you please bring greetings? Okay, doesn't look like Norman is on the phone or on the line. Compatriot Thomas Davis, Raleigh Chapter Color Guard, would you please bring greetings?
Yes, on behalf of the North Carolina Raleigh Chapter, we send greetings and extend our debt of gratitude to the veterans of your chapter and for your state for their service and patriotism. We shall also not forget to honor those who served and sacrificed for the present. Present arms.
Thank you, Guardsman Davis. Compatriot James Helt. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Guardsman Davis. Compatriot Jim Helt of the San Diego Chapter, would you please bring greetings?
This is a surprise to me, but greetings to all of you. I am pleased that I participated in the memorial service, and I'm in remembrance of all those who've fallen in our history and our armed forces today, wherever they are dispersed. Thank you.
Thank you, Compatriot Helt. My apologies if I've missed anyone else who wishes to bring greetings. Would you please do so now and unmute yourself and identify your name and organization, please.
Hi, I'm Robert Grover from Harris Session Chapter of Missouri Side. Brings greetings. I wish thank you for San Diego, California Chapter and California State Society hosting this meeting. It's to remember our Revolutionary soldiers who fought for our freedoms. If it wasn't for them, we won't have any. My salute to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Compatriot Grover. Do we have anyone else that would like to bring greetings, please?
I'm past president of the Oaks Chapter, I seem to be the only one here from the Michigan Society. We have a membership of 560 plus. I appreciate the opportunity to speak, to listen to your memorial here. I trust that everybody is remembering this day, as we all should. And I just thank you for the opportunity to be here with you all.
Thank you, President Rea. Do we have anyone else that would like to bring greetings? Please.
Dewey Fry from the Kansas Society. Greetings to all, and especially to the San Diego chapter. We must remember those who sacrificed both their lives and their bodies, and not lives, for giving us the freedoms we have today. And we must continue to educate our young so they also may remember.
Thank you, compatriot Fry. Do we have another guest that would like to bring greetings? I will ask one more time. Do we have another honored guest that would like to bring greetings? Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Okay. We have an honored guest with us today who wishes to rectify an unsettled problem. I introduce you to General George Washington.
Gentlemen, as we are gathered here, I am here to hear your grievances, and excuse me, I have grown somewhat infirm in the service of my country, and I must require certain assistance, if I may. The honor to command will oblige me to declare in this public and solemn manner that in the attainment of complete justice through all your toils and dangers, and in the gratification of every wish, so far as may be done consistently with the great duty I owe my country, and those powers we are bound to respect, you may freely command my services to the utmost of my abilities. While I give you these assurances and pledge myself in the most unequivocal manner to exert whatever ability I am possessed of in your favor, let me entreat you, gentlemen, on your part, not to take any measures which, viewed in the calm light of reason, will lessen the dignity and sully the glory you have hitherto maintained. Let me request you to rely on the plighted faith of your country and place a full confidence in the purity of the intentions of Congress, that previous to your dissolution, as an army, they will cause all your acts to be fairly liquidated, as distinguished proof of unexampled patriotism and patient virtue, rising superior to the presence of the most complicated suffering. And you will, by the dignity of your conduct, afford occasion for posterity to say, when speaking of the glorious example you have exhibited to mankind, had this day been wanting, the world had never seen the last stage of perfection to which human nature is capable of attaining. I remain George Washington. I remain correspondent will be forwarded to the field and general officers assembled in this building pursuant to the general order of the 11th instant of March, 1783 in the year of our Lord.
Thank you, General Washington. At this time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Paul D'Elia. Mr. D'Elia is the Executive Director of the Memorial Foundation. Excuse me, it seems we're having technical difficulties here.
My name is Paul D'Elia. I'm a Vietnam veteran and the co-founder of the Memorial Day Foundation. The foundation's mission is to increase awareness and respect for Memorial Day through public displays of remembrance, and also to protect, preserve, and promote our nation's war memorial. Today, I would like to talk to you about war memorials. There is a strong connection between Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and the nation's war memorials. War memorials function virtually as surrogate graves for those who more often than not died far from home and frequently on foreign soil. They are permanent reminders of the steep price our nation has paid to preserve our security and freedom. They also have an ability to transcend time, outlasting those with a living connection to the wars. Their ultimate power is to honor and remind us of the people and events that have helped shape our common history. Our war memorials provide places of solace and contemplation. Many may be appreciated for their aesthetic and symbolic value, apart from their commemorative purpose. Often crafted by leading artists of their day, these war memorials soothe the psyche and feed the soul. At their best, and when most effective, they connect to a community and cause its citizens to reflect on something larger than themselves. These war memorials have in large part not been sponsored by government, but instead created by citizens' initiative and commissioned through private contributions. This process has caused communities to have a stake in their local memorials, and many were dedicated with great pageantry before crowds of enormous size. Though those honored may have lost their lives far from their community, the effect of their loss has brought grief to all classes, ethnicities, and nationalities, forming a common bond between the citizenry. In modern times, the main intent of war memorials is not to glorify war, but to honor those who have died. The stark simplicity of an honor roll plaque listing the names of the fallen local heroes can have an effect on the viewer with a power equal to a more complex and awe-inspiring memorial. They may also serve as a focal point of increasing understanding between enemies, the way the USS Arizona Memorial does. It is visited by large contingents of Japanese tourists every year since the end of World War II. They gain an understanding of us not only as a former enemy, but as a people. A war memorial can be an entire building or just a simple plaque as mentioned before. Many war memorials take the form of a monument or a statue and serve as a meeting place for Memorial Day and Veterans Day service. Our very own New York City Veterans Day Parade begins at the Eternal Light Memorial flagpole on 25th Street and 5th Avenue. The flagpole supports a star-shaped light at the top of the pole, which is intended to be lit at all times as an eternal tribute to those who made the supreme sacrifice. This memorial, like most memorials, are often found near the center of town or contained in a park or a plaza to allow easy public access. Some war memorials are dedicated to a specific battle or war, while others are more general in nature. Many war memorials have epitaphs related to the unit or battle or war that they commemorate. My favorite, which adorns the Grand Army of the Republic Memorial in Washington, D.C., is, "We knew no glory but his country's good. Our war memorials reveal the spirit of those who served and allow us to understand the heartache of giving and taking away that our liberty has always exacted. Among the first deeds that were memorialized in our nation was for the 250 soldiers out of 400 of the Maryland Battalion killed in their legendary stand at Old Gowanus here in Brooklyn in 1776. At the approach of the massed British ranks against the Continental Army, the Maryland Battalion assaulted again and again into the British guns, teaching them that Americans were willing to fight fanatically and die in mass for their belief in a right to be free. This assault gave George Washington time to evacuate the Continental Army out of Brooklyn and to escape to Manhattan to fight another day. This is a photograph of that memorial, and in those days, it was simply an inscription. As a nation, we didn't get around to memorializing Washington's Battle of Brooklyn until the late 1800s. It is not uncommon to wait for seeking the spirit and form of a memorial. But in the case of a young America, perhaps not only time was needed, but also the national confidence that building memorials requires. At first, we hardly knew what our American form of remembrance was supposed to be. And even when we were pretty cautious about raising the money for them. These are traits that may be just as true of us today, as suggested by the long wait for the national memorials to World War II and Korea. Neither dedicated until 50 or more years had passed after the end of both wars, and both memorials paid for mostly by private contributions. The delay in recalling our heroes and wartime sacrifices just seems to have roots in who we've always been. To start with, for a long time, America was not a very self-conscious nation. We had the demeanor of a young country, founded by people wary of public ostentation, opposed to the raising of idols, and governed by habits of religious and social conservatism. Founding fathers themselves were famously reticent about writing the history they had made, and we would soon become known as a people eager to get on to the next thing, which, as we all know, is fundamentally about remaking ourselves anew. At the close of the Revolutionary War, America was also a wounded nation, was all but bankrupt. Continental Army and local militias have been quickly disbanded. This was long after Congress, on January 25th, 1776, approved the establishment of a memorial to General Richard Montgomery. Montgomery was a major general in the Continental Army and was killed at the Battle of Quebec City. He was the first officer to give his life to the Revolution. This memorial was the nation's first official war memorial, and it was installed in St. Paul's Church in Lower Manhattan in 1777 and is still there today. This is a photograph of that memorial. Again, an inscription on a stone honoring General Montgomery. It was not until the early 1800s that our first notion of a local memorial tradition appeared. Patriots at Concord and Lexington put up a granite block near the site where they and their brethren had stood and fought. After the Revolutionary War, we raised almost nothing to our heroes or the common soldiers. This suggested that we were far from embracing or even aspiring to our own history. Most of the Revolutionary War memorials were built in the late 1800s. There was a reason for this. The Civil War changed America's attitude towards memorials. The country had never seen such a slaughter on an unimagined scale in which thousands fell in hours. Sharp contrast to a long delay after the Revolutionary War. The close of the Civil War brought an outpouring of memorials in every town and city in America. The country raised statues and monuments to the Civil War for decades, and some of our greatest memorials at that. Think of the Grand Army Plaza in Brooklyn and how magnificent it is. Only the onset of World War I brought them to a halt. This is a photograph of the Grand Army Plaza Civil War Memorial. If you notice that it is a great splendor and a magnificent memorial. The memorials to the boys who went over there are unprecedented in number and beauty. September 1919 saw the dedication of one of the country's first memorials to our doughboys. It was first known as Brooklyn's Altar of Peace, better known today as the Angel of Death. It consists of a bronze statue of a veiled angel of death gripping a mortally wounded doughboy holding a broken rifle. Alongside the statues are bronze tablets with more than 2,800 names of the men from Brooklyn who had lost their lives in the Great War. For its dedication, 250 Gold Star mothers marched along with 15,000 others, including several hundred Civil War veterans. During the ceremony, all of the names of the dead were read, and to each one a flower was placed in the front of the memorial. This is a photograph of the statue of the veiled angel of death holding the doughboy with a broken rifle, which indicates that he is out of the battle and no longer alive. This is a photograph of the entire memorial. Certainly a beautiful memorial, great splendor and beautiful background in and around the memorial itself. Shortly thereafter, in 1921, the country dedicated the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. What made this National War Memorial so sacred is that no general or special hero rests here, but an ordinary soldier who had given his last full measure of devotion. The tomb of the unknown soldier remains an enduring symbol of the sacrifices we are willing to make for our freedom and liberty. As for World War II, years after the war became the onset of a long pause and decline in our tradition of remembrance, and not just in the small number of tributes that the nation erected to our World War II veterans, but also in their reduced beauty and scale. One of the first large monuments to them appeared in 1963, when the National East Coast Memorial located at Battery Park was dedicated. As previously said, the nation would wait 50 or more years before our World War II veterans were given a place in Washington, D.C. to honor their deeds. The same would be said for the Korean War veterans. The photograph of the East Coast Memorial, as you can see, it is reduced in its splendor and beauty. It is kind of stark and barren. As for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, its construction marks Vietnam Veterans Memorial in almost every state in the Union. And while the National Memorial was highly controversial because it was designed by a Chinese-American woman, was installed below ground, was black in color, and has no military markings to indicate it is a war memorial. Nevertheless, it has become the nation's most visited and honored memorial. And the reason I believe that this is so, because of its simplicity in the listing of the 58,000 names of our war dead, that has had a tremendous emotional impact on all of us. The photograph of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial at Washington. While the Vietnam Veterans Memorial is the most famous memorial, one of the most famous memorials in our country, many other war memorials are forgotten or neglected. The Memorial Day Foundation wants to change this, not only for the good of our memorials and Memorial Day, but for the good of our country. The foundation has created the National War Memorial Registry, a computer program to record every war memorial in America. The registry will hold a photograph of each memorial and list some basic information, such as the memorial's name, the war memorial it commemorated, the location, city, and state. We intend to record every war memorial, no matter how large or how small. We are especially looking for those private memorials at schools, churches, post office locations, veterans posts, and military bases. The key to our success is to invite the public to photograph and contribute their local memorials to the registry. To do this, we've created an app on our website that allows the public to upload photographs of memorials and their information right to the website using smartphones, tablets, and cameras. With the help of the public, recording every war memorial in America is within our reach. Now, why is this project so important? First, you can visit our nation's war memorials from the comfort of your home. Second, we can preserve their images forever. Third, they are a lesson in sacrifice for future generations. So we encourage everyone to join us with your cameras, smartphones, or tablets and record any memorial that you see. Then you can upload these images to our website at nationalwarmemorialregistry.org. Finally, our nation's war memorials are the key to maintaining a living tradition of memory and remembrance about the cost of war, the courage of those who go down to it, and the sacrifices they make in the name of the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. D'Elia. We will now begin the wreath laying ceremonies.
Time. March.
The Pearl Harbor Memorial is often overlooked because of all the other more prominent memorials nearby in San Diego. This memorial honors all of the 2,335 men who died on Oahu that December 7th,
Mark time. March.
1941. This action by the Japanese Empire drew the United States into the world's most devastating war that ultimately brought an end to imperialism and fascism. Compatriot John Ferris of the Orange County chapter will present the wreath. Okay, YouTube.
Time. March. Forward. March. Present march. Mark time. March. Color guard. Halt. Left. Face. Present. Arms.
Come on.
Right. Face. Forward. March.
The USS San Diego was the second most decorated US ships of World War II. It was awarded 18 battle stars. Only the USS Enterprise aircraft carrier has more, with 20 battle stars. The San Diego would become known as the unbeatable ship. The USS San Diego fought in the South Pacific during the Second World War and was the first major ship to enter Tokyo Harbor for the signing of the Japanese surrender. The memorial, created by Eugene Dobb, commemorates the USS San Diego CL-53 and those who served aboard her of all their accomplishments. Compatriot Robert Taylor, past president of the California Society, will present the wreath.
Mark time. March. Forward. March. Then arm. Mark time. March. Color guard. Halt. Left. Face. Color guard. Right. Face. Mark time. March. Forward. March.
World War II's last great naval battle is commemorated on the San Diego Embarcadero by the Battle of Leyte Gulf Memorial. The memorial consists of 13 polished black granite panels, one for each ship in Taffy 3, and a bronze bust of Vice Admiral Clifton A.F. Sprague. Taffy 3 was composed mostly of lightly armed or unarmed escort carriers, destroyers, and destroyer escorts. Admiral Sprague directed his small force of ships and planes in a series of attacks and maneuvers that ultimately resulted in the withdrawal of a far superior Japanese flotilla. 4 of Taffy 3 ships were sunk and over 800 men were killed. But Taffy 3 protected the soldiers on the beach and prevented the disruption of the landings in the Philippines. My apologies for the technical difficulties. The advent of the aircraft carrier revolutionized modern naval warfare. The U.S. Aircraft Carrier Memorial was conceived by aircraft carrier veterans to honor the nation's carriers and the personnel who proudly served aboard them. Powered by the human soul, these ships changed the course of history. This site is known as the Old Navy's Fleet Landing, where countless thousands of servicemen boarded boats that transported to their ships. The names of all U.S. Navy aircraft carriers and their hull numbers are inscribed on the black obelisk, from the smallest to the largest. Every flat top is of equal distinction, none above the other. The personnel who manned, fought, and in some cases perished aboard these ships were and are part of the finest Navy and Marine Corps in the world. Compatriot William Ney, chairman of the Sea Scout and Eagle Scout program committees for the California Society, and Redwood chapter president, will present the wreath.
Mark time. March. Color guard. Halt. Left. Face. Color guard. Right. Face. Report time. March. Forward. March.
Particular about how well we do stuff.
The USS Midway was the United States' longest-serving aircraft carrier of the 20th century. From 1945 to 1992, approximately 200,000 sailors served aboard the carrier. The carrier is known for several naval aviation breakthroughs and several humanitarian missions. In addition, it was the only carrier to serve the entire length of the Cold War and beyond. Commissioned on September 10th, 1945, 8 days after the surrender of Japan, the Midway became the first vessel to launch a large rocket from a moving platform and the only moving platform to launch a German V-2 after World War II. Ladies Auxiliary Member Carolyn Campbell presents the wreath.
Mark time. March.
a female relative that dressed as a man to fight in the revolution.
Color guard, halt. Left, face. Freeze head, arms.
She does like good snuggling.
Ready, 2. Right, face. Forward, march. Color guard, halt.
52 U.S. Navy submarines and 3,505 submariners were lost in World War II. These United States submarines were lost either to enemy action or to storm or perils of the sea. The 52 lost boats memorial consists of 52 American Liberty elm trees, 52 flags, and 52 granite memorials to the lost ships and men. Former Midway crewman, retired Master Chief, and past president of the San Diego chapter, Philip Hinshaw, will present the wreath.
March time. March. Muskets, protect. March. Color guard. Halt. Left. Face. Color guard. Right. Face. March. March time. March. Forward. March.
On May 14th, 1944, the USS Roncador was launched and assisted in developing anti-submarine warfare techniques before getting underway from Panama through the end of the World War II. Philip Hinshaw presents the wreath. The Naval Amphibious Base Coronado Vietnam Unit Memorial commemorates the 2,564 riverboat sailors and Coast Guardsmen who fought and died supporting ground, water, and other naval operations in the Vietnam War from 1960 to 1975. At the memorial are 3 different patrol craft and coastal patrol boats used by the Navy to patrol the rivers and waterways of Vietnam through the duration of the war. Compatriots Lawrence Hardin, James Helt, both from the San Diego chapter, California State Society Sea Cadet and Eagle Scout Programs Chairman Bill Ney, and California Society Vice President South Jim Klingler all served in Vietnam and will present the wreaths. The USS Stark, an Oliver Hazard Perry class guided missile frigate, was commissioned on October 23, 1982. While in the Persian Gulf on May 17, 1987, she was struck by 2 Iraqi Exocet missiles, killing 37 sailors and wounding 21. Brought under control, the frigate sailed to Bahrain and was successfully repaired. The Jacksonville chapter of the Florida Society will lay a wreath at the USS Stark Memorial in Mayport, Florida.
Present arms. While fighting, carry fire locks. While fighting.
The USS North Carolina is the lead ship of the North Carolina class of fast battleships, the first vessel of its type built for the US Navy. It entered service in 1941 and served in both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters and supported the Guadalcanal, Gilbert and Marshall Islands, and the Mariana and Palau Islands campaigns. She also supported the Philippines retaking and the battles of Iwo Jima and Okinawa. She was then decommissioned in 1947. In 1961, the state of North Carolina took possession. The battleship was declared a National Historic Landmark on November 10th, 1982. The Lower Cape Fear chapter of the North Carolina State Society will present the colors.
Count half left, fire. Color guard, halt. Good left, eight. Present, colors. Order, colors. To the right, face. To the front, turn. Pound left, turn.
In June of 1994, on the 50th anniversary of D-Day, a group of interested citizens met at Children's Park in the village of Lake Orion, Michigan, and announced their plan to create the memorial. The memorial honors the more than 1 million men and women who lost their lives defending America from the revolution to the new global war on terrorism. The Oaks and Paul Emery chapters of the Michigan State Society will present the wreath.
Post the remaining color. Sail, take post.
Folks, we want to welcome you here today as we are celebrating the Memorial Day 2021. My name is Den Slattery. I'm a retired Army chaplain, and I'm here today with my friends of the Sons of the American Revolution to honor the sacrifices of our brave American heroes. I became a chaplain in 1982, and I was told even then you should honor the dead and care for the living. We're here today to do just that. How do we honor the dead? If you go to any graveyard on Memorial Day, 4th of July, or Veterans Day, you will see them decorated with flags and with flowers, balloons, crosses, and sometimes even medals and other things. We brought flowers. For the last few years, we've been visiting various memorials and cemeteries on special days to remember the men and women who gave their lives for their country. Today, on this Memorial Day, we are here at this beautiful site at Lake Orion to honor their veterans. Our veterans are national heroes, and they deserve to be recognized in a special way. That's what Memorial Day is all about. It's a time to remember. Memorial Day started during the Civil War. The way I heard it many years ago, a Southern woman was decorating the grave of her son. And after she got done, she walked over to a Yankee soldier's grave site and she put flowers on that as well. Somebody asked her, "Why are you doing that?" And she said, "Well, I would hope that if our sons are buried in their graves up in the north, that they would do the same that we're doing here today." That story caught on. It was published in many newspapers around the country, and it caught on and became a national day of decoration. They called it Decoration Day. By 1890, all the northern states recognized Decoration Day, and so did the South, but they wanted to choose their own date. So Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi did it on April 26th, South Carolina on May 10th, Louisiana and Tennessee on June 3rd, and Texas did it on January 19th. After World War I, the holiday changed from honoring just those killed in the Civil War to those who died fighting in any war. By an act of Congress in 1971, it was designated to be the last Monday of the month of May every year. We now call it Memorial Day. And for those of us who served, it's a sacred day. At this beautiful site that we're at today, you will find bricks all over this area with the name of a veteran or a hero who served in the military. There's hundreds of them. We're surrounded by it. There are actually two from the Revolutionary War that are over there, Ben Willis and David Perkhurst. But there are also plaques all around this area right here honoring those who served from Orion. From the Civil War, 11 died. From World War I, 3 died. From World War II, 18 died. From Korean War, 5 died. From Vietnam, 2 died. And from Iraq, 2. They're all heroes. They all deserve our honor. This group that I'm with today, we decided to do Lake Orion because we wanted to focus in on one veteran. His name is Roswell Campbell, and he's on this plaque right here. Roswell Campbell. He and 2 of his friends joined the Union Army in Orion, Michigan on September the 20th, 1861. They became part of the 8th Michigan Infantry. They were sent to Hilton Head, South Carolina, and while they were in that area, Roswell was wounded along with 34 other men from his unit. He was sent to several different hospitals, but he ended up at a place called Camp Misery. Conditions were terrible and food was scarce, and on September 9th, 1862, Roswell died and was buried in Alexandria, Virginia. But there's a plaque for him right here. It was Jesus who said, greater love has no one than this, and that he laid down his life for his friends. Jesus laid down his life for us so we could have hope, and many of these people gave up their lives as well, so we could continue to enjoy the kind of life that we live here in America. All politics aside, the men and women who fight our wars do so to protect our way of life. They deserve to be remembered and honored. If we don't honor those who we send off to war, it dishonors their service and the service of everybody else who wears the uniform. It's like a slap in the face to those of us who are veterans. The freedoms we enjoy today were paid for by the blood of these comrades, these veterans of our wars, and we're here to honor them this day. We're going to do that in several ways, not only by this little ceremony, but we also have a wreath to lay. And right now I'm going to turn it over to Sue Rhea, who's with the Ladies Auxiliary of Sons of the American Revolution, and also Jeff Dixon, who is part of the Oaks chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. They're going to come up right now.
Salute, take your position.
The highest honor the Michigan Society Sons of the American Revolution can offer to our veterans is our sword salute. You'll see us tip our hat in honor of the service that they've given to their country. You'll see us bow in humility for what they did to create this wonderful country and the freedoms we have today. And we offer the ancient warrior salute, thousands of years old, to warriors that have served. Detail, present. Arms. On behalf of the National Society Sons of the American Revolution, through our charter with the Congress of the United States of America, we offer the highest honor to all the veterans of the United States of America that have served and sacrificed to make our country what it is today. We offer our sword salute. Detail, salute. Detail, return. Order. Arms.
Yeah, take your position.
service.
Are there any chapters present I did not call upon to present a wreath? Please unmute yourself and identify your name and organization, please.
Lieutenant Colonel retired Thomas Brooks Lyles Jr. of the International Society.
One moment. You have the floor. Go ahead, sir.
Brooks Lyles, he called on you. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I thought that was running.
You'll need to share your screen, sir.
All right, here we go.
And allow the video, and allow audio.
Okay, that was from the TKK Veterans Memorial Park here in TKK, South Carolina. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Lyles. Is there anyone else who has a video or would like to present a wreath?
George Strunk here, Senior Master Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, retired, General George Washington, Chapter, North Carolina Society, Sons of the American Revolution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Robert Webster, Master Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, retired. New Bern, North Carolina, Chapter, Sons of the American Revolution.
Thank you, Master Sergeant. Do we have anyone else? If we have anyone else, please unmute your phone. Go ahead, Mr. Davis. Okay. Okay, well, Mr. Davis works on his technical problem. Do we have another chapter or person that would like to present a wreath?
Dewey Fry, Kansas Society, Sons of the American Revolution.
Thank you, compatriot Fry. Do we have another compatriot that would like to present a wreath? Please unmute your phone. Okay, one more time. Do we have any other person that would like to share a wreath? Please do so now. Okay. We are close to the end of our commemoration. To honor the, honor guard members from several California chapters will fire 3 volleys as a tribute to our fallen service members.
Honor guard, recover, fire lock. Open and handle cartridge.
Would everyone please stand?
Color guard. Attend.
Attend. Hut. Left or right. Face. Mark time. March. Forward. March.
Compatriot Hinshaw, would you please lead us in the recessional?
Until we meet again, let us remember our obligations to our forefathers who gave us our Constitution, the Bill of Rights, an independent Supreme Court, and a nation of free men.
Thank you, Compatriot Hinshaw. Reverend Lou Carlson will now offer the benediction.
Dear Lord, as we give thanks for all those who served in the military of our nation and died for its defense, we offer the following promises to you. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we will remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in winter's chill, we will remember them. In the buds of spring flowers and in the warmth of summer, we will remember them. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we will remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we will remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we will remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we will remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we will remember them. As long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us, and we will remember them. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. This concludes our Memorial Day remembrance. We hope this brings you peace. Thank you for your interest and participation today. And please stay on as we share Home of the Free Because of the Brave, a 20-minute video in honor of all of our fallen service people protecting our country. People who have watched this have commented that they each had a different yet fulfilling experience. I encourage you to stay on this Zoom meeting or YouTube live stream to watch. Thank you all again and have a great Memorial Day.
my mama's sitting there. Looks like I only got a one-way ticket over here. I sure wish I could give you one more kiss. And war was just a game we played when we were kids. Well, I'm laying down my gun, I'm hanging up my boots. I'm up here with God and we're both watching over you. So lay me down in that open field out on the edge of town. And oh my soul, it's where my mom always prayed that it would go. But if you're reading this, I'm already home. If you're reading this, halfway around the world, I won't be there to see the birth of our little girl. I hope she looks like you, I hope she fights like me, and stands up for the innocent and the weak. I'm laying down my gun, I'm hanging up my boots. Tell Dad I don't regret that I followed in his shoes. So lay me down in that open field out on the edge of town. And oh my soul, it's where my mom always prayed that it would go. If you're reading this, I'm already home. If you're reading this, there's gonna come a day when you move on and find someone else, and that's okay. Just remember this, I'm in a better place, where soldiers live in peace and angels sing amazing grace. So lay me down in that open field out on the edge of town. And oh my soul, where my mom always prayed that it would go. If you're reading this, if you're reading this, I'm already home.
Barry, are you still there?
Yes, Paula Joe, I'm here.
Could you post me the link to that? That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I certainly will.
Wow.
If anyone else wants it, I will post it as well.
Thank you, thank you. And what a, oh my, what a wonderful tribute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, San Diego. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, George.
Well done, gentlemen. Well done. This is a special day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very meaningful. Thank you.
Excellent, Mr. Keys. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Great job, Barry and Duncan. Thanks for all your hard work on this.
Thank you, Jim.
Joe Bear in Arizona, thank you so much for allowing me to participate in this. It was very moving.
Thank you, Mr. Barron. We appreciate you being here.
Barry, Duncan, great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Hope to see you soon.